The Garden Warfare series has always been one of my favourite shooters, but after recently revisiting Garden Warfare 1 for the first time in years, I couldn't help but reflect on what made that original game so special. It got me thinking, what are some of the things that GW1 did better than its successor? I managed to come up with 5. First off is the obvious one. Garden Warfare 1 simply looks better in many ways. Its visuals are brighter, more saturated and whimsical, leaning perfectly into the game's identity as a playful, over-the-top, family-friendly shooter. The vivid color palette, clean textures and vibrant lighting made the environments pop with energy and charm. Where GW2 shifted toward duller lighting, more muted tones, and added heavier post-processing effects, GW1 maintained a look that felt closer to the original Plants vs Zombies games, silly, light-hearted, and imaginative. Basically, everything looks brighter and less dull. It's possible the devs thought that making the world seem more gritty could have helped with catching an older demographic, but I still think GW1 wins in terms of colour and style. There is a mod you can actually install to change Garden Warfare 2's colour scheme to match it more to the original, so if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link to that in the description. Next, I have to talk about Boss Mode. It's a feature that was never added to Garden Warfare's sequel, and although I can understand it wasn't the most interactive thing in the world, I still really enjoyed messing around with it. Basically, instead of playing as a normal character, you could enter Boss Mode, in which either Dave's caravan or Zomboss's blimp would spawn and begin to circle around the map. You wouldn't see this though, and instead would have a map interface with a bird's eye view of the battlefield. You could drop healing stations, revive teammates, send out sonars to mark enemies, and even deploy airstrikes. You were limited by having to collect brains or sun though, and the cooldowns for these abilities were quite long. Not to mention the blimp and caravan could be shot down, which would lock you out of boss mode. It did have its faults, but I'm still a little disappointed that this feature wasn't refined and never made it into the second game. Another thing GW1 had that GW2 didn't was sponsored characters. There were 4 in total, 1 on the zombies side and 3 on the plants side. Cheetos got 2 characters and Aquafina got 2 as well. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that the concepts were awesome, however I think the orange pill cactus still looks incredible to this day and could have easily been changed slightly and still added to GW2 if EA wanted to avoid any clashes with Aquafina. Even if we remove the looks aspect, I do also think that Garden Warfare 1 generally had better maps. This could be nostalgia plaguing me, and I'm fully aware that most of them don't have themes and you're just situated in town, but there's still quite a lot of depth to them. There's always flank routes and some level of verticality on each landmark. And finally, consumables. There's surprisingly more choice in spawnables for the first game, and I've seen several people commenting online that the drop rate is higher and just more generous in each pack you open. Look, I still think Garden Warfare 2 is the superior game, but it is kind of sad that some of these features from GW1 never made it into the sequel.